Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping into the world of advanced karate kata. We've got M. Nakayama's Best Karate, Volume 11 here, and we're going to focus on three specific forms: Gojushiho Dai, Gojushiho Sho, and Meikyo.
Right. And the idea isn't just to list moves.
Exactly. We want to, extract the core insights, kind of a shortcut to understanding the essentials of these kata.
Because this book, it doesn't just show the sequence, it gives these really valuable, important points for each one.
That's where we're digging into the movements and those principles to get a real feel for what makes them tick.
Yeah, hopefully uncover some surprising details, too, give a clearer picture.
Okay, sounds good. Ready to jump in? Let's start with the first one, Gojushiho Dai.
Gojushiho Dai, 54 steps large. That's where Nakayama begins in this volume.
And the layout in the book is pretty straightforward, isn't it? Sequential movements, illustrations, descriptions.
Exactly. It walks you through all 67 movements,
Right.
according to the rhythm diagram anyway. A very thorough intro to the kata.
So those first few moves. Number one, Miji Uraken Judan Tate Mawashi Uchi. Let's unpack that a bit.
Okay, so that's a right back fist strike, upper level vertical roundhouse motion.
Right. Then boom, into movements 2 and 3,
Yeah.
Chudan Maroti Huke. Middle level blocks.
Augmented forearm blocks, yeah, using both arms.
And notice the stances. First one's in Hidari's and Kutsudachi. That's left forward stance, right? Weight forward, stable.
Powerful lunge kind of posture. Then the second block shifts to Miji Zen Kutsudachi, right leg forward.
And the hands are slightly different on that second one.
Just slightly, yeah. But even there, first three moves, you see strike, block, and that stance shifting. It affects your power, your stability, everything.
It's interesting how those augmented blocks, they feel really solid, like a shield.
They are. But it's not just defense. It's also about positioning. Maybe for a counter, it creates an opening.
Oh, okay. And the quick stance change highlights that need for reach, but also staying grounded.
Right from the start, yeah.
Okay, let's jump ahead a little. Movement 8, Miji Chudan Yakuzuki.
The reverse punch. Right hand, middle level.
Deliver from that left forward stance, the Hidari Zenkutsudachi.
Exactly. Using that hip rotation from the forward stance. Classic power generation.
Then, looking at, say, movement 15, Miji Shutuchudan Uke.
Knife hand block. Right hand, middle level.
But the stance is Miji Kutsudachi, back stance.
Right. Weight shifted back, front foot light. Very different feel. Much more defensive posture, maybe.
Yeah, you can really see how just changing your weight distribution changes the whole technique's focus.
Absolutely. The punch uses forward momentum. The block and back stance is more about setting a strong line, redirecting. Shows that stance versatility.
Okay, now movement 21A. This one sounds interesting. Miji Keichu Miji Miji Miyoko.
Ah, the chicken head wrist, kichibuke.
Held beside the right ear. And the stance. Miji Ashimai, Neko Ashidachi. Front cat stance.
Yeah, neko ashidachi, most weight back, front foot light. Like a cat, ready to spring, all about agility.
And that chicken head block, it uses the wrist, to trap or deflect.
Exactly. Very specific angle. Often targets vulnerable points. It comes up again later, too.
Then movement 33, Migi Ippon Nukete Chudan Otoshizuki.
One finger spear hand, dropping punch, middle level.
From Hidari Zenkutsudachi, left forward stance. Wow, very focused attack.
That Ippon Nukai puts all the force onto a tiny point. Great for pressure points, soft targets. It shows the depth, broad moves and these super specific ones.
And then we have movement 40, Migi Chudan Uchi Uke in Miji Ashidachi.
Inside out block, middle level. In a natural stance. Ashidachi is just standing naturally.
Gives you flexibility, right, for the next move.
And then 48A is similar but different. Hidari taichu uchi uke.
Left vertical knife hand, inside out block. Also Migi Ashidachi.
So you see the defense shifting, but the base is kind of neutral, ready to move again.
Later on, movement 53, Hidari Kinchujudan Yoka Uchi. Left hammer fist strike.
Horizontal strike, middle level. And look at the stance, kibadachi.
Horse riding stance.
Right.
Super wide, grounded, for lateral power.
Exactly. That hammer fist from kibadachi would have some serious impact. It's a close range power shot.
And near the end, movement 62, Miji Keituchudan Yuke. Hey, the chicken head again.
Yeah. But this time it's specified as a block. Miji ashimai neko ashidachi, that front cat stance again.
So it echoes the earlier technique, shows its versatility.
Definitely. Same basic form, different application, offense, defense. Depends on the situation.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The book includes these important point sections. For Gojushiho Dai, it's page 58.
Right. These are key. They give you the underlying feeling or principles.
One point mentions the feeling of being mounted on a horse at the start. What's that about? It's not just the stance, is it?
No, it's more than just Kibadachi. It's about feeling deeply rooted, connected to the ground, a stable center of gravity.
So you can generate power and stay balanced through all those dynamic moves.
Precisely, like a tree with strong roots that allows for stability even during, rapid shifts.
Another point, coordinating the hips and waist. We hear that all the time in martial arts. Why is it so vital here?
Well, that's your engine. Hips and waist rotation, engagement. That's how you transfer power from your core out to your limbs for striking and blocking.
Makes the transition smoother, too.
And absolutely creates a fluid, powerful, whole-body movement, not just arms and legs doing their own thing.
The book also talks about needing stillness before movement. What does that stillness achieve?
That pause. It's crucial. It's about focus, intent, gathering energy, clarifying the purpose of the next technique. No wasted motion.
Like drawing a bow. That pause before release.
Exactly, that kind of feeling. Maximize power, precision.
And lastly, for Dai, changes in rhythm. How does playing with the speed affect the kata?
Rhythm changes keep it from being predictable, robotic. It creates openings, emphasizes certain moments, demands better timing and coordination.
Like music. Fast bits, slow bits.
Yeah, precisely. The tempo shifts create impact. In kata, it can mimic the ebb and flow of a real fight.
Okay, fascinating stuff for Gojushiho Dai. Let's move to the next one. Gojushiho Sho, 54 steps, minor or small.
Sure, yeah. Follows Dai in the book. Similar presentation, illustrations for each step, but this one's shorter, 62 movements.
And it has its own distinct feel, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. While it shares some DNA with the Dai, it definitely emphasizes different things, different strategies.
Interestingly, movement 1 looks the same. Miji Yuraken Judan Tate Mawashiuchi, that upper back fist strike.
It is, but look what comes immediately after. The book calls it one for the middle level, one finger spear hand counterattack.
Whoa, okay, so right away, a specific counter.
Yeah, that immediate sharp Ippon Nukite counter suggests Gojushiho Sho might have more focus on rapid targeted responses, maybe faster, more precise than Dai's opening.
Different tactical feel. Okay, then movement 5, Hidari Shudan Gyakuzuki. Left reverse punch.
Standard punch, yeah. But appearing a little later than some of the punches near Dai's beginning.
Does that shift in timing matter?
It can, yeah. It changes the flow, the emphasis. Same technique, different context within the sequence gives it a unique role in Sho.
Movement 10. Migi Haishu Churan Osai in Migi Kutsudachi.
Okay, so Migi Haishu. Backhand. Osai is like a pressed down block. Middle level in back stance.
That backhand press seems different. Softer, maybe?
It can be, yeah. Haishu Yukara was often more yielding, redirecting force rather than meeting it head-on. The back stance gives stability for that softer action.
Movement 16. Migi Shiron Nukite Churan Tetezuki.
Ah, so this time it's Shuhon Nukite. Four-finger spear hand.
Compared to the one finger in Dai. Vertical punch, middle level, and right forward stance.
The difference, well, target maybe, force distribution. Four fingers give a slightly broader surface, but still focused, maybe for bigger muscle groups or nerve areas.
Then movement 22. Rishuo Edeir Chudan Bouke.
Both palms together, middle level, Bouke, staff block.
Yeah, and Migi Ashidachi, natural stance. A staff block, that's unusual.
It really is, stands out. Maybe it suggests the principles apply beyond empty hand? Or perhaps it's about defending against longer weapons. Interesting.
And then movement 27A, Sankaku Tobi.
The triangle jump. Very dynamic.
Definitely unexpected.
Evasive.
Highly evasive, yeah. Rapid repositioning, creating unexpected angles, shows the agility in Gojushiho Sho.
And right after the jump, movement 32A. Meiji Shutu Judan Sotomo Washiuchi.
Right. Knife hand strike. Upper level, outside inward roundhouse motion. In left forward stance.
So you jump, land, and immediately throw that powerful knife hand.
Exactly. Combining that agility with the sharp shouch strike, using momentum from an unconventional move to generate force.
We also see a standard kick later, movement 41, Mijichuden Maijeri, right front kick.
Middle level, from a natural stance.
Appearing quite late in the kata.
Its placement might mean it's a follow-up, maybe, after blocks and strikes create an opening, or maybe resetting distance. Movement 46. Hidari Haichigedan Sokumenuke. Left bridge hand. No, wait, Haichu was inner edge. Sorry, Haichu was backhand. My mistake. Hidari Haichigedan Sokumenuke.
Easy mistake. Yes, left backhand block again. Lower level Gadan, side block Sokumen.
In Kibadachi, horse stance. So, using that backhand again, but low this time.
Reinforces its versatility, doesn't it? Handling attacks at different levels. And Kibadachi gives that solid base for a low side block.
Towards the end, 54B, just Migi Shudanzuki. basic right punch, middle level.
In Migi's and Kutsudachi, fundamental technique, popping up late, maybe a final decisive strike.
And the second to last move, 60. Rishin Kushi ni Kamaru.
Both fists at the hips, a ready stance kamae.
Finishing with readiness, even at the very end.
Always important. Maintain awareness.
Okay, let's check the important points for Gojushiho Sho, page 108, first one. Blending hard and soft techniques. How do you see that playing out?
Well, it suggests a mix, right? Powerful, direct moves combined with more yielding, fluid ones. Maybe transitioning from a hard block to a soft redirection, or tensing for power, then releasing with fluidity.
Dynamic approach.
Very.
Another point, the feeling of continuous movement. Sounds key for flow.
Absolutely. It implies seamlessness. Each technique flowing into the next, no awkward pauses, maintaining momentum, unbroken energy.
And again, understanding the meaning of each movement. It's not just choreography.
Never just choreography. Knowing the why, the application, the principle adds intent, makes the practice way more meaningful, more effective.
Right. Okay, finally, Meikyo, mirror. This one's shorter, 33 movements.
Yeah. Meikyo often feels more introspective, maybe balanced, what the name suggests. Shorter means each move might carry even more weight.
The start, movement 1. Rik and Rik Koshikame in Kibadachi.
Both fists, both hips, horse stance. Very symmetrical, very grounded opening.
Establishes that stability right away, balance.
Exactly. Hints at the importance of equilibrium throughout this kata.
Movement 2A. Rishu Kubimai ways. Both palms together, front of the neck.
Feels protective, doesn't it? Guarding, maybe preparing for something close in. Readiness.
Then the more standard sequence, movement 3. Hidari Gedembarai, left low block.
With the right fist pulled back to the hip, in left forward stance.
Followed by movement 4. Migi Chudan Ozuki, right middle lunge punch.
Left fist now at the left hip, in right forward stance, a fundamental block punch combo.
But even there, the coordination is key, right? The pulling hand, the striking hand.
Crucial. For balance, for setting up the next move. Using the whole body efficiently.
Movement 8. Ryushu Tsukamiuke, Gerane Oshikomo.
Two-handed grasping block. Pushing downward, Tsukamiuke.
In right forward stance. Suggests controlling an attack.
Yeah, grasping, controlling, disrupting balance, maybe opening them up for a counter.
Then we see repeats of that low block, movements 11, 16, like number 3, but on the other side.
Hidari Gedembarai again, yeah. Reinforces that fundamental on both sides. Need that proficiency, that balance, left and right.
Movement 24. Migi Mikazuki Jerry. Right crescent kick.
In Hidari Ashidachi, natural stance. Different from the front kick in Sho. This one arcs.
Used for different targets. Or deflection.
Both, potentially. Side of the head, body, or even knocking an attack aside, natural stance gives flexibility.
Movement 29. Rishin Chudan Kakiwaika Hyuke.
Wedge block. Both fists, middle level, kakiwake yuke.
In Hidari Katufidachi, left back stance. A strong double defense.
Yeah. Good against a powerful attack, maybe two-handed. Back stance adds stability to absorb the force.
And near the end, movement 32B, Migi Sutajuke. Right knife hand block.
In left back stance again, the familiar technique, right, appearing late in Meikyo too.
Maybe like a concluding defensive posture, still ready.
Could be. Ensuring readiness even as the main sequence ends.
Okay, the important points for Meikyo, page 138. Maintaining balance during transitions. Makes sense with all the stance changes.
Absolutely vital. Meikyo demands high-level balance. The point emphasizes smooth, controlled white shifts. No losing your center. Solid foundation always.
Another point. Use of focused power. How is that maybe emphasized in Meikyo specifically?
Well, being shorter, maybe Meikyo needs each technique executed with maximum efficiency, maximum intent, perhaps less flowy, more concentrated bursts of energy, precision.
And finally, smooth, flowing movements. We heard that for Sho too.
Yeah, reinforces that principle. Even powerful moves need to connect seamlessly, maintaining momentum, creating a dynamic, cohesive whole.
So looking across all three, Gojushiho Dai, Gojushiho Sho, Meikyo, what themes, tie them together from this exploration?
Well, several things jump out. Definitely the integration of offense and defense. That's constant.
Right. Blocking and striking aren't separate things.
Exactly. Also, the huge emphasis on body mechanics stances, hip rotation, posture. That's fundamental to all three.
And that idea of understanding the meaning, not just doing the moves.
Yes, that comes up again and again. The mindful aspect. Knowing the why.
It feels significant, too, that Nakayama dedicates this volume to Gichin Funakoshi.
Absolutely. That grounds these kata in a direct lineage, a tradition, adds real weight to their practice.
So for everyone listening, That's been our deep dive into these 3 advanced kata from Best Karate Volume 11.
Yeah.
We've looked at their structure, some key movements, those crucial, important points.
Yeah, hopefully giving you a solid foundation. As you think about this, maybe consider what stood out most to you. Was it a specific technique, a principle?
Yeah, what resonated? Maybe a final thought to chew on. Given how intricate these sequences are and all that emphasis on the important points, the rootedness, blending hard and soft, focus, flow, what else could mastering these complex forms teach us, beyond just self-defense? What deeper lessons about ourselves, maybe, or how we interact with the world, might be reflected in that mirror of Meikyo or the steps of Gojushiho?